Every morning, thousands of Americans over 60 wake up with the same silent fear: why do my legs feel weaker than they used to? Why does standing up from a chair now feel like lifting a suitcase? It starts subtly: losing balance more often, feeling that old staircase burn, noticing your jeans no longer fit your thighs because the muscle is vanishing. But then it escalates. Tasks you once did effortlessly become exhausting, and one unexpected fall can change your entire future. And this isn't rare, it's happening everywhere. In the US, people over 60 are losing up to 3 to 5% of their muscle mass every single decade, and more than 1 in 3 adults over 65 struggle with mobility because of muscle loss, according to data from the National Institutes of Health. Meanwhile, Americans spend billions on supplements. Yet many seniors are still under-consuming the very nutrients required to rebuild muscle. The truth is, staying strong after 60 isn't just about eating more, it's about eating right, and if you felt even a single one of these warning signs, I want you to know you're not alone. I've helped thousands of older Americans regain strength, and today I'm breaking down, clearly and simply, the natural food-based solution you can add directly to your morning coffee to start rebuilding muscle and stronger legs. Even if you're starting late, if you're ready to take back your strength. Turn on notifications, stay with me, and let's get into the real foods that can change everything. 1. Collagen peptides powder. Most people over 60 in America are losing muscle every single year and don't even realize what's really causing it. The real enemy is not just low protein, it's collagen collapse inside the connective tissue. If collagen breaks down, your muscles don't just shrink. They lose structure. That's why your legs feel shaky when you get up from a chair, why stairs suddenly feel harder, why your knees sound like bubble wrap when you squat down. Muscle strength doesn't begin in the muscle. It begins in the scaffolding that holds the muscle together, and that scaffolding is collagen. Collagen peptides, unlike gelatin or bone broth, are already hydrolyzed. So your aging digestive system absorbs them in minutes. Glycine and hydroxyproline enter the bloodstream fast, and instead of turning into energy, they go straight into tendons, fascia, and the glue that supports every fiber in your quadriceps and calves. When this scaffolding is restored, suddenly, workouts start working again, because your muscles finally have something to attach to. According to research from the University of Freiburg, adults supplementing collagen-like resistance exercise regain strength equivalent to turning the clock back about 5 years in just 12 weeks. Not more workouts. Just better tissue. If your knees click every time you move, if your thighs feel soft even though you eat protein, or if your legs fatigue fast when you stand still, that's your body begging for collagen. And here's a tip that almost nobody knows: adding just 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper to your collagen coffee can increase absorption because piperine opens up intestinal transport pathways. Another fast trick: drink collagen 30 minutes before your morning walk. Movement acts like a transport system, sending peptides directly to damaged tissue. Collagen rebuilds structure. But structure alone doesn't rebuild muscle. You still need building blocks. That's where soy protein, the most underestimated. 2. Soy protein powder. Most people see soy protein as vegan protein, but the truth is that soy contains the exact leucine threshold needed to stimulate mTOR, the muscle-building trigger that gets weaker every year past age 50. Unlike whey, soy doesn't rely on dairy digestion, which is why so many older adults tolerate soy better. And the magic is that soy doesn't just maintain muscle, it can create muscle tissue in people who are not exercising intensely, which is exactly the situation for millions of Americans over 60. The isoflavones inside soy also help regulate insulin and lower inflammation, 2 things that block muscle growth more than low protein ever does. After 50, muscles don't just weaken because you're aging, they weaken because your cells stop responding to amino acids like they used to. Soy fixes that signal. The Journal of Nutrition reported that adults over 60 who added soy protein daily retained almost 2 pounds of lean muscle mass while inactive, which is shocking because most seniors lose muscle even when they eat well. If your thighs feel like they shrink after a few days of rest, if you have trouble stabilizing yourself on uneven ground, or if your arms bruise easier, you're not just getting older, your anabolic signals are shutting down. A powerful American hack: Blend 1 scoop of soy protein with 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon in your morning coffee or oat milk. The flavor tastes like a latte, but more importantly, cinnamon stabilizes the insulin response, allowing more amino acids to enter the muscle. And here's a tip even trainers rarely talk about: take soy before bed 2 nights per week. Because soy digests slower than whey, it feeds your muscle during the 8 hours when repair is strongest. Yes, sometimes the best workout happens while you're asleep, but protein only works if your muscles have energy, and after 60, your mitochondria slow down, your endurance drops, and your legs feel heavy even though you rested. That's where a different kind of fuel changes everything. And that fuel is MCT. 3. MCT oil powder. MCT oil powder is unlike any other fat. It bypasses bile digestion, meaning older adults absorb it even with low stomach acid, sluggish pancreas, or gallbladder issues. Instead of storing as fat, MCT converts straight into ketones, a clean fuel source not dependent on insulin, which is extremely important because insulin resistance is one of the quietest killers of muscle strength after age 55. When you give muscles ketones instead of glucose, fatigue decreases, inflammation drops, and energy lasts longer, not just in the brain, but in the quadriceps and calves that keep you balanced. That's why many people report that just 1 scoop of MCT in coffee makes their legs feel lighter and steadier when walking. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people supplementing MCT improved lower body strength equivalent to adding 3,000 steps per day, without increasing exercise time. That's extraordinary because for many older adults, adding steps simply isn't possible. But feeding mitochondria makes every step stronger. If you feel your legs give out halfway through the grocery store, if your balance feels worse at the end of the day, or if you get mentally foggy after meals, that's energy starvation at the cellular level. One little known trick: mix MCT powder with your collagen in the same cup. MCT acts like a shuttle that helps peptides reach muscle tissue more efficiently. Another fast American-style tip: drink your MCT coffee 20 to 30 minutes before your walk, gardening, or chores. You will notice that your legs don't die off mid-activity. But as powerful as fuel is, muscle strength also depends on metabolism, and one of the most overlooked metabolic regulators is sitting quietly in your spice cabinet. 4. Cinnamon powder. People over 60 often believe they're losing strength just because of aging. But the truth is that unstable insulin is silently starving their muscles. When insulin spikes and crashes, amino acids don't enter muscle cells, they stay trapped in the bloodstream. That means even if you eat protein, you can still lose muscle. Cinnamon is not just a spice, it is one of the most potent natural insulin regulators ever discovered. The USDA has documented that consuming just 3 grams of cinnamon per day improves insulin function with benefits similar to 25 minutes of brisk walking, which is incredible for seniors who can't exercise intensely. Stable insulin means your protein finally becomes muscle. Not wasted calories. The warning signs are easy to ignore but critical: shaky hands when you haven't eaten, sudden fatigue after meals, leg weakness when blood sugar crashes, waking up tired even after sleep. These are metabolic red flags, not just getting older. The trick is using cinnamon correctly. A tiny 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon mixed directly into coffee or soy latte each morning activates glucose transporters right at the muscle cell. Another tip almost no one talks about: sprinkle cinnamon on breakfast protein, not carbs. When paired with protein, cinnamon ensures amino acids enter muscle tissue steadily instead of spiking blood sugar. Cinnamon stabilizes the metabolic foundation for muscle. But metabolism is only half the battle. The real enemy of muscle after 60 is cortisol, the internal rust that melts away muscle tissue even if you eat well. And that's where the final ingredient comes in, an ancient herb with modern science behind it. 5. Ashwagandha powder. If collagen is the structure, soy the building blocks, MCT the fuel, and cinnamon the regulator, then ashwagandha is the shield. After 50, cortisol rises and testosterone drops in both men and women. High cortisol burns muscle the same way stress ages your face: slowly, silently, and every single day. The result is weak thighs, thin arms, slower reaction time, and poor recovery even after light activity. Most people assume muscle loss in their 60s is caused by inactivity, but chronically high cortisol can destroy muscle even if you're eating perfectly. Ashwagandha reduces cortisol while restoring the hormonal signals that tell your muscles, grow, repair, stay alive. Research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that adults taking 600 mg of ashwagandha daily increased strength 30% more than the control group, without any extreme workout changes. The beauty is, this works even for normal people, not athletes. If you're waking up tired, losing motivation to exercise, craving sweets at night, or feeling like your body is shrinking despite eating enough, that is cortisol speaking. One fast trick almost nobody in America knows: take 300 to 600 mg of ashwagandha at night with 100 mg magnesium glycinate. This protects muscle during sleep and improves deep recovery. If you hate pills, the easiest method is mixing ashwagandha powder into a warm almond milk latte or evening tea. It blends easily. No bitterness. Ashwagandha doesn't just protect muscle, many people notice firmer legs, better balance, and calmer energy after just 2 to 3 weeks. And when combined with cinnamon in the morning, you get a full 24-hour metabolic hormonal shield that stops muscle breakdown in its tracks. So before you click away, I want you to do something powerful, not for me, but for the millions of seniors who are silently losing strength every single day. Hit subscribe, like, and most importantly, share this video with someone you care about. And if there's any specific topic you want me to cover next, drop it in the comments. Your voice shapes this channel. To sum it up, ignoring muscle loss after 60 isn't just about feeling weaker, it increases your risk of falls, fractures, hospital stays, and losing your independence far sooner than you ever expected. You now know exactly what to add to your daily routine to avoid that future. What you do next is in your hands, and now I'll leave you with a question: if there were one more simple habit that could protect your balance and energy, would you learn it? While you wait for the next video, click the one on your screen now to keep building your health and strength.